Hello and welcome to my channel, Becoming Bev. I'm coming to you today from a hotel in Las Vegas. So I had a few quiet minutes and wanted to get this video finished up. Many of you know I own a home and business near Houston, Texas. I keep the house because my day spa shares space with it. So the day spa uses it for offices and storage and stuff like that. Well, in November of 2020, my day spa manager, Renee, sent me a video. Like, she walks through the house from time to time just to check on things because I go months without ever even being there. Anyway, so she walks through the house and through the doorway, and suddenly she notices this giant snake that's literally strung from one side of the door all the way across the top and then down the other side of the door.
Okay, the snake is moving. See, he's over the door. I don't know if you can see, barely. And his tail goes all the way and it's hanging down the door. And his tongue is moving in and out now. And I'm about to throw up. But I'm leaving this house. Oh gosh.
I just happened to be coming to Texas like the week after she sent me that video. So first of all, she got the heck out of the house and no one knows what happened to the snake. Like, they called animal control, but they wouldn't come out because no one knew where the snake was at. So the next time I went to visit Texas, I seriously had snake PTSD. Like, before I would walk in every room, I would stand there and like scan the room and look around. So I think it's hilarious that this happened in November of 2020 and I just happened to go full time in the van in December of 2020. So I'm wondering if maybe psychologically it had something to do with that snake in the house. I had some business to take care of in Houston. I went back to sell my Subaru and I'm standing at the back door and I'm looking out in the yard and I see this giant freaking snake like crawling up through the yard. And it just keeps coming closer and closer to the house. So I'm standing at the back door, like I'm banging on the door and I'm yelling at the snake, and it still keeps coming. So I had a couple of empty boxes. So I start like throwing boxes at it and I'm still yelling at it. It doesn't even faze this snake. It still keeps coming toward the house. So I'm standing there in shock. And I'm watching this snake crawl up the water faucet outside right next to the dryer vent and then disappear into the house. Like, I stood there and watched as this entire snake went into my house until the very tip end of the tail like disappeared around the dryer vent. So I'm just like, I know it's a harmless snake. I know it's a rat snake. I know it does good things, like it keeps rodents away and other bad snakes, but I don't want this snake as a roommate. So I go back. First of all, I go get Renee, and Renee was just a champion. You know, she was the essence of calmness, and here's what we need to do. So I go back in the house and I turn on the dryer because it went, somewhere around that dryer vent. And in a few minutes, we go back outside and the snake has crawled back out of the house and it's laying right up next to the house. So then we were able to call animal control and they came and got the snake.
Honey, that pole is not nearly long enough.
I got a good idea on the range.
Look, he's trying to go back in the house. Oh my freaking God. How in the world did you get this job?
Well, I was looking forward more to the cats and the dogs.
I
more
bet
than
you
anything.
were, yeah.
I also bought a dryer vent cover to go over that vent cover, so hopefully it won't happen again. But I feel like this snake knew exactly where it was going. And I feel like that dryer vent was its like den or home. But anyway, so It's gone now. So maybe subconsciously, that's the reason I did van life, is because I had snake PTSD and didn't want to go back in the house. I made the decision last week to sell my Subaru. It's been neglected. I never want to drive it. I always want to drive my van. So I'm back in Texas getting it ready to sell and deliver it to its new owner on Wednesday. There are a few places I love to visit while I'm here in Houston, and Smither Park is one of them. I pack a picnic lunch and I spend an hour exploring the mosaics. I'm in awe of the work and creativity these artists have put in. I've been here several times, and it's one of my favorite places to take visitors. Smither Park was designed by artist and builder Dan Phillips in honor of Houston folk art philanthropists Stephanie and John Smither. The park is filled with the handiwork of more than 300 artists from across the country who meticulously crafted art from donated materials, including broken dishes and mugs and glass, trinkets, and an endless array of found and recycled items. Most Saturdays, you'll find local artists adding to the park. It's definitely still a work in progress. Looking at the mosaics becomes a bit of a Where's Waldo, and I could just spend hours there. In the Houston area, Smither Park is always worth a stop. And sticking with my art theme for the few days that I'm here, I just happened to time it right to spend time at the festivities celebrating the art car parade in Houston. I'm inspired and love how creative people are. Who knows, maybe next year Jennifer could be in the art car parade. go to Houston, I always make time for a trip to Galveston. This time we rode the rides on Pleasure Pier. When I first moved to the area, there wasn't Pleasure Pier. I guess Pleasure Pier opened in 2012. And before that, there was an old hotel there called the Flagship Hotel. And it wasn't in the best of shape. So I was really glad when the developers came in and tore down the old hotel and built something really special. And Pleasure Pier to me is kind of like Santa Monica Pier. So I love going, and it's cool having that amusement park out over the water. While I'm in Texas, I always have to take time to go to the beach. There's just something magical about putting your toes in the sand and hearing the ocean waves and just breathing in that fresh ocean air. And I also want to say a special thank you to everyone who watches my videos and to my Patreons and channel members. I appreciate y'all so much. And for those of you that watch the videos and haven't subscribed, you would do me a huge, huge favor if you just hit that subscribe not gut. You do me a huge favor if you did that subscribe button. Thank you. Jeez. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You keep watching and I'll keep posting content.